In this video, we will create a new color and swatch within the color panel of Indesign CS6. The color panel is another way for users of Indesign CS6 to create and work with color and eventually apply it to objects within their document. We will review how to create colors within each color mode, CMYK, RGB, and Lab, as well as how to add a color created in this panel to the swatches panel discussed in a previous video. To get started, let's open the color panel, which can be accomplished by selecting the color panel icon from the right-hand side of the screen. If for any reason you do not have the color panel icon on your screen, simply select the window menu, select Color, and select Color from the third level drop-down menu. When the color panel opens, you may notice that one of the three color modes discussed in an earlier video is displayed as the mode you are currently creating a color for. Right now I'm reviewing the RGB mode of color. To create a new color, I have two options. First, I could use the R, G, and B sliders to create a color that I find suitable. Or if I've been given the numerical code for a particular color, simply type the number for each color into the text box provided. If you're trying to duplicate a specific color within your document, this is a fast and easy method to ensure that you're creating an exact match. Imagine how difficult it would be to try and do that manually with the slider. Knowing the RGB color code for a specific color that you'd like to use within your document is a great advantage. When creating a color in RGB or Lab color modes, notice that you can receive an out-of-gamut warning that was discussed in an earlier video. This warning indicates that this particular color falls outside the gamut of the CMYK profile, and it won't be matched during a conversion. As I mentioned previously, if you receive this warning, you can simply click on the suggested color shown that falls within the color gamut and is similar to the original color you tried to select. Keep in mind that a conversion of Lab or RGB colors to CMYK only needs to happen when you are sending your file to a commercial printer. To change the color mode that you're working with, select the color panel menu, and then select CMYK or Lab. Notice that when I select CMYK, I have similar options that I did when I was working with RGB, but this time I have to identify 4 colors rather than 3. When I return to the color menu and select Lab, notice that I must select the luminance and the A and B components of the color. I'm going to return to the RGB color mode to demonstrate another technique that many users find helpful. I'm going to quickly create a random color using the sliders. Now let's say that I like this color and I choose to work with it in my document. Eventually, I come across a situation where I want to use the same color in my document, but maybe a version of the color that is a shade or two darker or lighter. There is an easy way to do this. To accomplish this task, hold the Shift key on a PC or Mac and watch all 3 sliders as I move the first one. Notice that the sliders move in tandem so that you can keep the same hue, but choose a different shade. If you get to a point where you'd like to save the color within the color panel as a swatch, simply select the color panel menu, and then select Add to Swatches. Now notice when I move to my swatches panel, the new color is displayed as a swatch in my list. This concludes our tutorial of working with the color panel. Hopefully this tutorial has provided you with a solid alternative option to creating color within Indesign CS6. Keep in mind that although you can do similar things within the color and swatches panel, it's up to you to decide which method you prefer.